Seriously? Hey guys, Six Boss Stevo here with some hot news for you. So let's just get straight into it. This came out today on the Warhammer community site, and it is some sneak peek at some of the rules and things we're getting for the orcs in Saga of the Beast. So exciting stuff. We've been chomping at the bit for some of this news. So let's just scroll straight into it and see what we've got. So, the new Psychic Awakening book, Saga of the Beast, adds even more toys for the boys. Today we are taking a look at some of the new stratagems, custom jobs, psychic powers, and specialist mobs in the book. All together now. Whoa! So, yeah, cool stuff. So, first of all, it goes... I've only had a quick look at this once, guys, as well. So I haven't really had much chance to... I had a quick scan over it a little while ago on the phone, and I just thought I'd come and take a proper look at it with you guys and get the video done all in one hit, basically. But from what I gathered, this bit is just a repeat of information that we already know. It's another... I think that's a screenshot we haven't seen of Gaz yet, so we're sort of seeing him from a different angle, which looks cool. And again, you just see the scale of him compared to the boys there right with him. Huge. So it goes into just recapping on the rules that we already know. Prophet of Gork and Mork, Mork's Roar, Gork's Claw, and the Great Waaaaaaagghh. So yeah, we know all that. But now let's get into the new juicy stuff. Of course, Gazgol is still a Goth at heart, and he gets even more benefits in a Goth army, but yeah, that's just a bit more of a recap of Gaz. But here we go. So clan psychic powers. There's the good old weird boy there. Nice miniature. I just wish I've never liked this bit, the grot holding the chain. The grot himself looks cool, but the way that chain, it just doesn't look natural. It looks really weird, which I suppose is a good thing. He's a weird boy. But anyway, we're not there to talk about that. This being the Psychic Awakening, each of the 6 orc clans and freebooters all get a new psychic power, which can be selected instead of generating one from the Waaaaaaagghh discipline. The Blood Axes get Clever Talk, which allows you to be dead cunning before you get dead brutal. So this is really cool that we are getting clan-specific psychic powers. Very nice. I'm intrigued to see what the Bad Moon ones are. I can only presume it's something to do with increased shooting ability or something. But for now, they've given us a sneak peek at the Blood Axe ones. So Blood Axe, Clever Talk. The weird boy psychically intercepts the communication frequencies of the enemy, emitting the exact transmissions from his extended maw. The Blood Axes use this tactical knowledge to ambush their foe. Clever Talk has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy unit visible to this psyker. Until the start of your next psychic phase, that unit cannot fire Overwatch at Blood Axe units from your army and cannot be chosen to fight until all eligible Blood Axe units from your army have done so. That is incredibly powerful, especially if you're coming up against like Tau or like really shooty units. This is good. So not only do they not get to shoot Overwatch, but they have to fight last. They cannot be chosen to fight until all eligible Blood Axe units from your army have done so. So yeah, it slows them down in combat and slows them down in so much as that they can't shoot Overwatch at all. This just enhances where Blood Axe's strengths already lie in the sneaky tactical nature of Blood Axes, and I think that is just a really nice way to give a little bit more fluff to that clan. It's really nice and powerful too. That's good. So we like that. Let's hope the other clans ones are just as good. Nice and easy to pull off as well. Warp charge value of 6. You shouldn't have any trouble pulling that off. It says, with all the Waaaaaaagghh energy flying around, your weird boys are about to get even weirder. Good. So then we go down to specialist mobs. So sometimes orcs throw off the constraints of their clan and instead group together with other like-minded greenskins. Saga of the Beast lets you do this, giving you a totally new way of building a fun and flavourful orc army. You even get to benefit from a unique subculture related to the specialist mob you choose. If you like burning stuff, choose the Pyromaniacs specialist mob and get the Arsonists subculture. So this is nice. This is very cool because this is actually currently the way the codex is laid out and the way 8th edition works has kind of taken orcs in that direction of very clan specific armies and detachments. But although a lot of us now generally run either like a Blood Axe army or a Bad Moon or a Goth army, it does happen in the lore. It does happen a fair bit, but it's not common really. Orcs generally all band together and you'll have various clans in one army. And so it sounds like this is a little step away from that and getting into a little bit more of a sort of a specialised role. And yeah, I don't know, I like it. It sort of harks back to the old sort of Speed Freaks armies and things from the old days. And the Pyromaniacs is great. So anyone out there who is a budding arch arsonist of Radon, I can never pronounce it, but you get what I'm trying to say. You can sort of create this kind of themed army around Pyromaniacs, which is very cool indeed. I like. I'm just interested to see what other ones they've got now as well, other sort of specialist mobs. Try and think what else they could come out with. But they've provided us this Pyromaniacs. So, few things are as entertaining to the orc race as setting things on fire. Yeah, we like making Umis do the Bernie dance, don't we? No few become Pyromaniacs, so obsessed with setting things, enemies, and indeed each other on fire that it becomes their sole driving purpose. You can re-roll any and all dice when determining the number of shots made for burners, scorchers, burner bottles, burner exhaust, killer jets, scorcher missiles, equipped on models in a unit with this subculture. So subculture. So I wonder if this is you choose your clan culture and then you can go further and choose a subculture. Is that how it's going to work, or is this as well as or instead of the clan culture? I imagine it's instead of. But anyway, when resolving an attack made with the melee profile of a burner equipped on a model with this subculture, you can re-roll the wound roll. When resolving the burner bomb's ability for a unit with this subculture, add 1 to each roll. So this buffs a fair few weapons actually. So it sounds like you'd want to build your army around it and put in loads of scorchers, loads of burners and stuff. And burners, they've had a bit of a rough time of it, getting only D3 rather than the D6 that most flamers get in the game. So this certainly sounds like it's going to help them out, because you can re-roll any and all the dice when determining the number of shots. So that's going to make them a lot more reliable. And then the melee profile of a burner. Burners are pretty damn tasty in melee anyway, but re-rolling the wounds. So a unit of burner boys now on the table, if they are Pyromaniacs, is going to be quite dangerous. They're going to be getting a fair few hits out of the burners themselves, and then in combat being able to re-roll the wounds on those armor penetrating weapons. That's going to make them quite nice indeed. And then burner bombs, add 1 to each roll. So yeah, it's good. It's good if you're building your list around that. That's quite nice. It will definitely make some of those units have a little bit more punch, because a lot of the things that use these, like the burner bomber, the burners themselves, burner boys. I mean, I don't think they're that common on the tabletop, and they're that popular. Potentially because they're not really that strong. And things like this will help them out. Scorchers are amazing. So we'd like, D6 from the Scorchers, being able to re-roll that's going to be very nice. Things like Death Dreads with Scorchers, Cans. That's if Cans benefit from the subcultures. We don't know that yet. This is a great way for your boom boys, feral orcs, mad boys, and more to gang up together and break some heads. Boom Boys, Feral Boys, and Mad Boys. So is this the other subcultures that they're hinting at here? Boom Boys. I like the sound of that. Feral Boys. Feral Orcs. Boar Boys, anyone? Then we've got Kustom Jobs. We were only talking about this, myself and Skarner, the other day on Two Bald Knobs, talking about the uselessness of this thing and if this would receive any buffs. I said I didn't think it would, but clearly I was wrong, because they are doing something with it. And from what I've read, they're actually going to make this mech shop worth taking now. Orcs never stop messing about with their creations. They're always tinkering, experimenting, but when it works, the results can be spectacular. Oh dear. Saga the Beast lets you take one of these custom jobs for free if you have a Mech Boy workshop in your army. Need your killer cans, death dreads, morkanauts and gorkanauts to get into the combat faster? Get them booked in to be fitted with Orkimatic pistons. Walkers fitted with Orkimatic pistons are hyper-aggressive and traverse the battlefield at terrifying speeds. Killer cans, death dreads, morkanaut or gorkanaut unit only. Add 3 inch to the unit's move characteristic. You can re-roll advance rolls made for the unit. That's potentially very, very nice. Now, from what I'm reading of this sounds like this is done pre-game. You can take one of these custom jobs for free if you have a Mech Boy workshop in your army. So I guess you do this pre-game and you equip them with it before. So it's not like currently how it works. You have to miss a turn sitting in it to get a power up that's not going to be worth the turn you've missed, is how it currently works. But that's really good. Being able to re-roll your advanced rolls, adding 3 to your movement, that's going to give them potentially a huge movement increase, which is good for most of this stuff, because things like Gorkanauts, Death Dreads, and that, you generally want them in the opponent's face, crumping stuff. So yeah, I like that, and it could well make it worthwhile just having the mech shop in your army just so you can have that and spending those few extra points. If you've got a Mech Boy workshop, you can still choose a custom job through the use of a stratagem, so everybody can have a souped up special, some nitro powered squigs or a fortress. So if you've got a Mech Boy workshop, you can still choose a custom job through the use of a stratagem. So again, this sounds like you get that for free, or you get a custom job for free just by having the mech shop, but then also by having the mech shop you can then spend CP on further stratagems to apply more custom jobs to other units or the same unit. Can you soup up the same unit of killer cans with Orkimatic pistons and nitro powered squigs or whatever else is going on there? Interesting stuff indeed. They're bringing in a lot of customization with this, which is what we've been asking for a long time. We've been asking for it in terms of the miniatures as well, but at least this is good. This is a step in the right direction, and what I'm reading so far sounds good. Stratagems. So we've got some new stratagems coming. Orcs don't usually bother with things like tactics or strategy. They leave that boring stuff to the other races like the Umis. That's not to say they don't have a few tricks up their sleeve on the battlefield. Want to make your burner boys and looters more reliable? Then bring in a clever spanner. Now this one I did read earlier a couple of times over, and this is a really nice one, and I think this is going to be a popular one. So, clever spanner. Some minor mech boys put their twisted genius to good use with the looters and burner boys. Use this stratagem before the battle. Select one looters or burner boys unit from your army that contains 9 or less models for 1 CP, or 10 models for 2 CP, 10 models or more for 2 CP. Whilst that unit contains 1 or more spanners, you can roll 1 additional dice and discard 1 when determining the number of shots for burners or def guns. Why didn't they just say roll 2 dice and discard the lowest? That's what they usually say. They've written that in a really weird way. Each unit can only be selected for this stratagem once per battle. So it's basically an upgrade like the Ardboys, Scarboys upgrade, but it's this is going to make the spanners that come in the looters and burners kit actually worth having. I don't think anyone currently takes them, or very rarely anyway at the moment, because they'd think, well, I'd just rather have another burner or another looter in there. But now having this, losing one looter or burner in place of a spanner is, I think, definitely going to be worth it. So for 1 CP on a small unit or 2 CP for a big unit, you basically get to roll 2 dice and discard the lowest when determining how many shots out of your burners or def guns. So much more likely to be getting your 3 shots rather than 1 or 2 shots. And that's all game as well. So yeah, as long as the spanner's alive, which again you would keep him alive, you'd take him off last. Yeah, that's going to make looters, which are already one of the top performing units in our codex, even better now and even more reliable, because that D3 shots, it can be a bit on the temperamental side, a bit random, and it kind of sucks when you're just rolling 1 shot. Same with the burners, and you combine this with the Pyromaniacs bit from the burners earlier, it's going to make them even better. So yeah, very nice indeed. Although having said that, combine it with the Pyromaniacs, that kind of does the same thing. Oh no, you can re-roll. Blimey. So look at that. If you combined the Pyromaniacs with the Clever Spanner on a unit of burners, you are rolling 2 dice, discarding the lowest, but you're also able to re-roll those dice. So that's about as close as you can get to guaranteeing 3 auto hits every turn at your burners. So yeah, I think burners are going to be a bit more popular now, just a bit. Or maybe your flyboys are jealous of their mates having all the fun on the ground and just want to join in. Now this one I really love. This should have been in the codex from the very beginning, and it is beautiful. So Flying Ed-Butt. Some Orc pilots, perhaps not the brightest, realise that their flyers are deadly weapons in their own right. You know where this is going, don't you? Use this stratagem at the end of your movement phase. Select 1 Orc unit from your army that has the flyer battlefield role. That model is reduced to 0 wounds and automatically crashes and burns. Do not roll. So brilliant stuff for your flyers now. You can just hurtle them into the enemy and self-destruct and throw out some mortal wounds. And which says at the bottom there, that means that every unit within 6 inches suffers D3 mortal wounds. Do not underestimate how incredibly powerful that can be. If you get, you could easily hit 4 to 5 units with this, perhaps even more, especially with armies that castle up. Think Tau, again, Tau gun lines. You fly your jets right over and then just hurtle them into the enemy. And that's a lot of mortal wounds being dished out, and that's going to thin the herd nicely. I absolutely love this, and at 1 CP it's an absolute bargain. And again, I think flyers now are going to be a lot more popular. So yeah, that's really good. Yeah, awesome stuff. And then we get the final bit of news at the bottom there. Psychic Awakening, Saga of the Beast is available to pre-order from Saturday. I hope your wallets are full of teeth, guys. Along with the Prophecy of the Wolf battle box, which includes the new Ghazghkull Thraka model. In the meantime, grab yourself a Dakka Jet so that you're ready to crash it into your enemies. Yes, I think they're going to sell a few Dakka Jets now. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. That is just lovely. Absolutely lovely. So yeah, we got some good stuff here, guys. We've got some of our weaker units are going to be buffed nicely out of this. Some of the already strong units are now going to be that much more reliable. We're just going to have so many more options and choice open to us, and customization and variety, which is what I'm always crying out for, more of that, and this is good. It's just we've got a lot to think about now. Just got to figure out a way to be able to get more CP out of our lists so we can use all these cool stratagems. But yeah, it's a bit of a sneak peek today anyway, an early sneak peek. I'm sure The Space Wolf rules will be set to follow tomorrow, I imagine. But yeah, this is a good bit of news that will keep us going in the meantime. Still no mention of points for Ghazghkull yet, or his mate Makari. I'm eager to find out how many points he is. I'm hoping it's below the 300 mark. Certainly not over 300. But yeah, these new rules and stuff are really, really cool. I'm intrigued to find out more about these specialist subcultures. They're really interesting. The fact that we're going to really be able to theme our armies and enhance certain units, that's going to be cool. The mech shop's worth taking now, so they may sell a few of those now. It's a cool little bit of terrain, but currently that's all it's been. Now it's actually got a worth, because it's pretty cheap on points actually. It doesn't cost much, and for I think what it can bring to the table now, it sounds like it's worth at least considering. Which is a big step up. You know, burners are better, looters are better, flyers are a lot better now and a lot more dangerous. I think we're going to see a lot more flyers on the table now, and factions are going to be very scared when they see the flyers flying over their lines now. So yeah, brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. But anyway, guys, that's it from me for this one. Share your thoughts below. What do you think about this stuff? Are you excited? Do you think this stuff is going to make your army perform a lot better on the table and give us the boost we need? And what do you think's coming next? What other goodness could we have in this awesome sounding book? But for now, guys, this is 6 Plus Stevo signing out. I'm back, guys. I know I said this 6 Plus Stevo signing out, but then just as I was, starting to edit my video, I saw this that was revealed on the Games Workshop Facebook page, and it's another little leak of what's in this book, and oh boy, the good news just keeps getting better, because look at this. The biggest boss, Orc Stratagem, 1 CP, the bigger the Waaaaaaagghh, the bigger the Warlord. These brutes are gigantic savage killers. Use this stratagem before the battle. Select one war boss model in your army. Add 1 to that model's wounds and attacks characteristics, and it gains a 4+ invulnerable save. You can use this stratagem once per battle, and only if your army does not include Ghazghkull Thraka. So this is just the cherry on the cake of today's news. Absolutely brilliant stuff. War bosses are a bit squishy currently, and this is brilliant. This is great for all of us out there converting and making something characterful and a bit more potent and powerful, and this can represent it nicely. Extra attack, extra wound, and a 4+ invuln save all thrown in, so just make him a little bit more brutal. I think this is possibly because they know that a lot of people are probably going to get Ghazghkull and convert him into their own war boss, and this will help better represent him perhaps, or that just people are scaling up their war bosses and making big brutish war bosses, and again this better shows that. And yeah, fantastic. 1 CP, I think well worth it as well. An extra attack at your war boss and an extra wound, a 4+ invuln save. Yeah, that's very cool indeed. GW, well done. Yeah, hats off to you. No, that's brilliant. Excellent news. So for real, guys, this is 6 Plus Stevo really signing out this time.